What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome. It's another edition of Not Another Fantasy Show. Hey, you see how we kind of did the double entendre with the show title name? It can be two things. It is Not Another Fantasy Show, or This Is Not Another Fantasy Show. So your boy Clee, I'm ROFLO. How you doing? Week 6. Remember, guys, we have bye weeks. Who are the teams on bye? I'm glad you asked. Lions, Texans, Raiders, and Titans. So yeah, Clee, the bye weeks are here. So we got to make sure people have the right guys in and out of their lineup.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm with that. And we can do that today.
Yes, we can. Yes, we can. All right, so let's go. Hey, Robert, how you doing? Hi, Sarah. How's it going? Good to see you. Kevin, thank you for the share. Thank you for always being here. It's your boy, Clee. It's me. Thanks for joining us. This is kind of just a little mini show. We kind of crowdsource the lineup decisions. You ask us, we throw out our answers. Maybe you have even better answers in the chat, but the goal is to try to bring them all in one confined place, and maybe we can work through these issues together. All right, Clee, your first storyline, at least there's baseball. What does that mean?
Oh, my gosh. Well, for some of these teams, Cleveland, like myself, who are 2-3 after the easiest schedule in the NFL, at least the Guardians are in the ALDS. And big shout out to my Guardians last night for on that, bottom of the ninth, 2 outs, walk-off, baby. But,
yeah.
All my Yankees fans in the chat are probably a little hurt right now.
I've
been there before, so
that's okay.
I'm gonna ease up.
Game 4 today, a little bit. So
we'll ease up. But then you got Houston. They've got the Texans.
Right.
Not very good, guys. I know Philly has the Eagles, but there's a lot of Steelers fans that root for the Phillies too. The Steelers have been bad.
Yeah.
So all of these teams that are in it right now, or that are fighting, like Cleveland. Like I said, at least we have baseball, boys.
Absolutely. All right. Another thing, I think, in addition to the bye weeks and the teams that are off, there's some new RB1s. There's some new RB1s. They're going to be the guys moving forward, and then others in a temporary scenario. I'm talking about the Indianapolis Colts, because Jonathan Taylor and Naheem Hines are both out for the Colts. So you're looking at Deion Jackson and Philip Lindsay as your Colts running backs.
But we're going to talk about that today as well.
Absolutely.
Who do you start?
I will say, Brian Robinson Jr., Kenneth Walker III, those are RB1s moving forward. I was lucky enough to stash Robinson a couple of weeks ago, but it's rare. Here we are, week 6, and we already have a couple of RB1s that are going to be the main workload back moving forward. So if by some reason, Clee, depending on the size of your league, if Walker or Robinson are available, I'm guessing they're not, pick them up, or maybe try to work a trade for them.
Yeah, a trade is probably going to be your best bet at this point right now, chat. And that's the thing is, Robinson is huge. I actually think Gibson is better, but the Commanders are big on him, so
yeah,
he's definitely going to be getting the carries going forward. That kind of goes in with mine too. Injury row. I mean, and I'm sure you guys are feeling it just the way I am. I mean, dude, I got James Conner out. Cam Akers is probably getting traded. You got Michael Thomas, who's one of my, receiver. He's out again for the 3rd week in a row.
Yeah. I
mean, that's just on my team. You know what I mean? So, and I know there's injuries across the board, like we just talked about. I have Philip Lindsay starting this week with Hines and Taylor gone. There's just a lot of pieces, and a lot of it's revolving around running back, and I feel like this is just going to be a continued theme for the rest of the year at this point.
Yeah, and then another running back that is hurt, James Conner. He's out. We're going to talk about that in just a second. My third storyline for the week, passing Bucks. The Tampa Bay Bucks have a really favorable matchup today against the Pittsburgh Steelers. 2 things. One, the Steelers are bad. 2, they're going to be without Minkah Fitzpatrick. They're also going to be hurting some in other areas of the secondary. So I think this is a lineup and a matchup that you want to smash. Godwin, Mike Evans, Scotty Miller. the tight end who we told you about last week, Tom Brady. You want shares of that game. So I know they're on the road, but I think this is a great matchup for Tom Brady and the Bucs.
Yeah, I mean, weather's not too bad up here. It's going to be in like around the 60s in this area as far as Pittsburgh, Ohio, that sort of thing. So it's one of those things where the weather is going to be fine. If you're worried that the Steelers are so bad that they're going to be getting blown out and, they're going to – no. If you know anything about Tom Brady, he goes for the kill when they are blowing teams out. They'll go for 50 before they take him out at that point. So – I think that's going to be a huge game. And I need Tom Brady to go off with the injuries that I have this week. My last one is moving pieces, and this is what we were talking about. And again, this is a lot. This is focusing on running backs again. And somebody brought it up in chat. CMC. I mean, where is he going? There's a lot of trade rumors right now with him. There's a lot of trade rumors going on with some other guys, and then free agents that aren't signed yet. OBJ still isn't signed. There's guys that are going to be coming into the fold here during the second half of this fantasy season for all of us, and we got to keep our eyes out on it.
All right, so now let's give you our lineups here. And the way we do this, we try to find some guys that are ranked, say, outside the top 20 in ESPN leagues and Yahoo leagues. I think this is helpful for guys flying below the radar, maybe guys you want to pick up. Maybe they can be helpful in daily fantasy. Maybe you can use them as a bargain buy and use those funds or those dollars in other position. Get the questions in, get the comments in. Like I said, we don't have all the answers, but we can give you some advice. And you can also give us some advice as well. So hopefully it's all, like I said, a nice little crowdsource exercise here. All right, so this is my lineup here. I'm going to go with Jimmy Garoppolo, multiple passing touchdowns last week. I think he's got a decent matchup today. Eno Benjamin and Kenneth Walker III. Walker III is going to be the guy moving forward in Seattle. Eno Benjamin, because James Conner is injury prone, to put it nicely. He's going to be the guy today for the Arizona Cardinals. I mentioned Chris Godwin. I like the matchup. Yes, Mike Evans is the go-to receiver, but I think there's enough shares for Godwin. And let me tell you about Alec Pierce. Alec Pierce is a rookie receiver for the Indianapolis Colts. His last week, his route run rate was at 75%, had a target share of almost 22%. So depending on the size of your league, depending on how desperate you are for the situation, I think he could do a lot worse than Alec Pierce. And as I said, I think it could be an interesting, sneaky daily fantasy play. Clee, you and I both have Jacoby Myers of the New England Patriots. They got a good matchup today. I got Will Dissly as a tight end. Yeah, it's not, I think he's inside the top 20, but the tight end position is so thin. He's outside the top 12 or 13, so we all know that how much I like Geno Smith moving forward, so Will Dissly could be an interesting play, depending on how desperate you are at the tight end spot. What do you got?
Yeah, and I like that lineup. I think a lot of those guys, I'm looking at it right now, and I think a lot of those guys could have a day. For me, I'm going with Brissette again. Again, this is one of those plays where if you need a streaming option, you got a guy on a bye week, whatever it may be.
Yeah, I like that. I was wrong about Jacoby Brissette, man. He's been pretty good.
Yeah, like as far as for the team purposes, he's been really good. As far as for fantasy purposes, he has been usable. That is for sure. He's been throwing at least a touchdown a game. He's been going for over 200 yards a game. So he's getting manageable stats where you can plug him in at the quarterback position. And you're like, okay, I know he's probably not going to go off, but I know he's not going to be the reason I lose either. You know what I mean? So that's the biggest thing. Philip Lindsay, I know a lot of people are starting Deion Jackson. What I want people to realize is that they've grabbed Philip Lindsay for a reason. He got 38% of the shares last week. That's from him being signed the same week and coming in and starting right then and there. I think with another week, I think that it's more of a 50-50 split than people think today with Philip Lindsay and Deion Jackson. So I think if you have either one, you start them. But I think you feel good with either one, honestly. And so that's why we have Philip Lindsay there.
Yeah.
Darrell Henderson Jr., they're going up against not a great run defense. Their run defense is one of the bottom, 5 or 6 in the league as far as the Panthers now. So it's one of those plays where I don't necessarily have faith in the Rams run game that much, but I do have faith that, one, he's going to be the main back, and two, if they have anything with goal line, he's usually been getting the carries down there anyways. So Jacoby Myers, just like ROFLO talked about, one, you're going up against the Browns pass defense. You already know we're giving up 15, 20-yard middle routes all day.
That's why that's why we both went with Jacoby Myers there. I also like your George Pickens take. Obviously the Steelers, as we said, they're not good. Kenny Pickett, he's working through it. He's a rookie, so it's going to be rough sledding. But I think George Pickens, if you got to pick a receiver in that Steeler offense, I mean, Pickens is definitely getting the targets.
They're going to have to throw the ball. So it's one of those things where he's going to get some opportunities today. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I have Marquez Valdez-Scantling. Okay, I'm going to be 100% honest with you guys. This is more of just like a wishful thinking premonition for me because he's on my team starting this week. They're playing Buffalo.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be high scoring.
I think so too.
Usually in those games, like we saw in the playoffs, a guy that maybe isn't the top guy is usually somebody comes out of nowhere and gets like a touchdown or a long catch. I'm hoping that can be MVS this week. Please, for the love of everything holy.
Yeah.
And then we've got Noah Fant at tight end.
We're both going with Seahawk tight ends.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things where they've been passing the ball so well. They do utilize short passing situations a lot. So shoot, I mean, if you need a streaming option, I think there's worse options right now.
Hey, and I want to circle.
We've got the Chargers defense.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I wanted to circle back on your Darrell Henderson pick. Obviously, Cam Akers is not available. Sean McVay said he's, quote, working through some things, unquote. I would, and you and I were talking about it earlier before we came on here. I would also stash, if you have a roster spot, Kyron Williams. He's the rookie running back. I think he's currently on injured reserve for the Rams. But if Cam Akers is not going to be part of this offense moving forward, Henderson is obviously going to be a guy that they use, but also Kyron Williams, the rookie, could definitely be a person that gets some carries. And depending on what your running back situation is, the size of your league, that might be a guy that you want to have part of your lineup. Okay, let's run through some of the comments here, Clee. We've got a couple of people here. Let's see. This from Matt McGill. Matt asking, y'all think Taysom Hill is going to be reliable long term? I think, Matt, it depends on what your definition of reliable is. Is he going to go for 4 touchdowns like he did last week? No. You detailed the injury that are currently the Saints are dealing with. There's no Drake, no no Olave, no Thomas. So does that mean it's another Taysom Hill game? Not that I'm saying he's going to score 4 touchdowns, but you just want him involved. So, I mean, I
think long-term flex, I mean, with the injuries that they have, I mean, I think that's a viable option. The thing is that we've got to remember, I feel like we do this once or twice a week every year with Taysom, because he'll have a big game. Yeah. And then we'll talk about, okay, well, what does that mean for fantasy? And then he never really does anything like that again. So I would temper expectations on that, but with the injuries they have right now, they need playmakers. I think he's involved again for another week. He's a flex option for sure. Yeah.
How about this one? This one from, let's see. Oh, this one from Rick. Do you start Pitts or do you start Kittle? I mean, I would go Kittle just because.
It's funny they're playing each other.
Yeah, I just don't know. Look, I have Kyle Pitts. I have to start him. Although I do have Taysom Hill. Maybe I pivot off of that.
You might want to think about it. The 49ers defense is that good.
I just don't know what to get, what to expect from Kyle Pitts. They use him so it's such a peculiar way how they use him or don't use them. So if you're asking me to pick one, I would go George Kittle.
I'm gonna say Kittle as well. The 49ers defense has been, I mean, that's the reason they're where they're at right now as far as even having a decent situation going on. So the defense is really good. I don't have faith in Atlanta, especially with that pass rush this week against them. I don't think they're even going to have time to really do anything.
Yeah.
And honestly, if you have Taysom, I'm going to say it's a ROFLO. If you got Taysom Hill, you might want to consider starting him.
I mean, I'm projected to lose by, I think, double figures. So I mean, sure. I got currently.
This might be the week.
This might be the week. Absolutely. Yeah. So after this is done, maybe I would put Taysom Hill in the old lineup here. Let me tell you about another quarterback. You mentioned Jacoby Brissette. I mentioned Jimmy G as possible streaming options. Kirk Cousins. He's got 3 top 12 fantasy outings. He's taken on the Miami Dolphins. That's a defense we've seen give up a lot of points. So Cousins is volatile. We all know that. So depending on your situation, I think he could do a lot worse than Kirk Cousins today as a streaming option. I also mentioned RB1s, the new RB1s that are taking over. Raheem Mostert. He dominated the snaps last week, 68% of the Miami backfield snaps last week. But as we know, the problem with Raheem Mostert, Clee, is that he's not exactly durable. So there's some volatility there.
Yeah, that's the thing. I would be starting him if I had him, but I don't. So that's one thing. 2 is, I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, all right, I'm happy until I know he's going to get, until I know he's not going to be able to play at some point. So that's a tough thing, but I'm in the same boat. He got the majority of the shares. They like him. I think he's going to continue to do that until he can't do that.
Yeah.
And to go along with quarterbacks, too, we got to give a shout-out to ROFLO, boys. He's been talking about Geno Smith for a couple weeks now.
Yeah,
I just picked up Geno Smith this last week in my league. There are not a lot of people that – I've seen he's still available. Let me look here. He's still available in 25% of ESPN leagues right now. That's even after having a couple of these big weeks. If you guys need a quarterback, like say you just need a quarterback right now badly, look to see if Geno Smith is taken. He's still available in a fourth of the leagues out there.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I'm glad that one worked out. Michael Case saying my Broncos need to stop being on primetime games. I would agree with that.
Yes.
But I will say about your Broncos, obviously last week was the first full game without Javonte Williams. And I think it played out how we thought it would. Melvin Gordon III is the go-to back now. You did see a little bit of Mike Boone. I like this matchup. They're taking on the Chargers. Go, Chargers, go. The Chargers defense has allowed the most fantasy points to running back so far this season. So if you have Melvin Gordon, if you have Mike Boone, I think you put him in the lineup. And I think they're also pretty good plays in daily fantasy as well.
Yeah, I have Boone starting again. I'm hoping for something. We'll see. It's Monday night. It's against the Chargers. I have the Chargers as my option for defense this week just because the Denver offense has been so inept, but they have gotten some running touchdowns. So, I'm in the Boone category right now. I think that especially with Melvin Gordon, and again, we're talking about injuries. Especially with Melvin Gordon being out there, you don't know if he's going to be able to stay healthy for an extended period of time. So I think that play is good. Matt says I started Goff last week.
Yeah, Matt says I started Jared Goff last week.
Oh. I feel so bad, man, because they were going so crazy.
They were hot.
Then they just have a dud.
Yeah.
You want to talk about a dud. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, a couple of other. We mentioned Jonathan Taylor, Nyheim Hines, excuse me. So it's Deion Jackson, it's Philip Lindsay. I'm with you. I would lean Philip Lindsay if you're having to choose between the two. But I wouldn't be surprised if Deion Jackson gets the start, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
but,
no, I agree with that.
Yeah, let's see. Jeff Wilson. Talking about another RB1 in San Francisco. 49er running backs, we know they're a little bit tricky or a little bit volatile. He had 16 carries, couple targets on 35 snaps, Jeff Wilson, but Tevin Coleman, 8 carries, 3 targets, 17 snaps. Still had 15 touches, 74 yards, and 11 fantasy points for the 4th week in a row. So, it's been a weird year for running backs, to say the least.
It's been bad.
Look, just to tell you how bad things are, I've got Najee Harris. That was my second pick. I'm not even starting him today. 12-team league, and fortunately that was my second pick, and I'm not even starting him today because, one, he's been bad, and I don't like the matchup Steelers against the Bucks.
No, and that, they'll run, that's just, and they're going to have to pass the ball. And hey, I'm in the same boat. I took Cam Akers in like the fourth round, third or fourth round, something like that, thinking hearing all these reports out of Cam. Oh man, he's looking great. He's for sure going to be established as the one. And then the first week of the season, he doesn't even play really. Yeah. And then just from there, it's just been terrible. So again, a lot of stuff is going on right now. Injuries, bye weeks, guys not performing, running backs being scarce. It's a little scary out here, especially if you're in deeper leagues. Again, ROFLO, you heard him say 12-man league. I'm in a 12-man league. It's getting a little scary out here in any 12 and up leagues because there are not a lot of options that can save you at this point.
I think moving forward and look, things can change. There's a lot of time. There's so much can change from right now to when the next fantasy football draft season rolls around the corner. But I think moving forward, I'm not picking a running back in my first 3 or 4 picks. I think I'm serious. I think I'm just going to go wide receiver heavy and just try to nickel and dime the running back position. If I
might be the move going forward. You might be onto something.
Because I just looked at the receivers that I passed up to go running back because the conventional wisdom was you got to have a running back in those first couple of picks. But, my first pick was Jamar Chase, and I could have had someone like Amon St. Brown on the turn. So I think moving forward, I'm really just going to kind of almost stream the running back position just because it has been so dreadful. I don't know. Let us know what you think.
No, and I'm with you there. The crazy thing is I'm usually very big on drafting running back first. That's how I usually do my drafts. But I said this before the draft when I got over there and I was talking with all my buddies before we even started the draft. I said the only person I would take consistently, and I knew people were going to take Jonathan Taylor and Henry and all them. I was like, the only running back I'm taking is Nick Chubb.
Yeah.
He's the only dude I know that doesn't get hurt very often, that is consistently going to get the ball on that team. He's like one of the only surefire 100%. And I thought Taylor would be the same way, but injuries are unfortunately plaguing him. So it's one of those things where there were really only a couple options. If you really sat down and thought about it, there were really only a couple options that were like 100% guaranteed for sure. You got to take this guy. Other than that, I'm with ROFLO. I took Cooper Kupp first overall.
Yeah.
Imagine if I had like Stephon Diggs right now to go with that. You know what I mean? Like it's just
and that's a receiver. That's an exact receiver that I passed up because I felt I've got to get a running back. Chubb was gone. All the quote unquote good running backs were gone, and I ended up going Najee Harris, and I look like an idiot now. Brian Cato first in all his leagues. That's what we like to see.
First in all the league.
There we go.
Dang.
Hey, let me give you a couple of other names here real quick to think about, Clee. Guys flying below the radar. Maybe they're available. Maybe you want to use them in daily fantasy. Traquan Smith of the New Orleans Saints. We talked about there's no one left. There is no one left in that Saints receivers room.
Too?
What's that?
Is Olave out today
Olave
too?
is out today as well. I like Brandon Ayuk as a possibility for the 49ers against the Atlanta Falcons. We detailed Kirk Cousins as a good quarterback streaming options, Jimmy G. What about Daniel Jones? Is that someone you're willing to roll the dice? And then one more, Jerick McKinnon of the Kansas City Chiefs. Look, I'm not a Edwards-Helaire believer. I think, as you said, this game's going to be high scoring. So maybe Jerick McKinnon gets some touches.Maybe he gets into the end zone.
Yeah. I'm with you there. The McKinnon thing, I'm just so not feeling running backs right now. I'm so turned off by all of that stuff right now. It's one of those things where
you just hate the idea of all running backs. That's where you're at right now.
Right now, it's just we're not feeling good about it. And honestly, with the PPR leagues that are going crazy right now, it's one of those things where I think if you have an option where you're wondering like a flex position, dude, at this point, just go with a receiver for now.
Yeah.
I have no faith in anything else other than that right now.
No.
I'm actually looking for a receiver right now in my other league because I don't have one to replace Chris Olave because I have Michael Thomas, who's hurt, and I have DeAndre Hopkins, who's still suspended. So we're going to pick up Isaiah McKenzie.
Yeah. Okay. That's not a bad one.
I don't think it's a terrible pickup.
Yeah,
there.
look, what you're hoping is, I believe the Bills Chiefs game is has the highest over under. So you want to try to find a way to get shares into that game. So maybe McKenzie is a dart throw that comes through for you.
Exactly. That's what I'm hoping. And that's kind of what we're, same thing that we went with earlier today on our lineup and everything there. How's Derek feeling about the Guardians? I'm feeling amazing about that. I was talking a lot of smack on Twitter last night.
Yes, I noticed.
I'm gonna be eating some big crow here if we don't pull this out. So
well,
listen,
we'll see.
I need a Guardians dub tonight. If you are in this chat right now and your team is not in the playoffs, I need all that energy towards a positive Guardians dub tonight. All right.
Hey, you want to run through the picks?
Let's run through them.
Okay.
All right, let me get my phone here.
All right. Right now, not that anyone is keeping track, I am 36-22. Remember, we did not do picks in week 1, and Derek is 2 games below 500.
Yeah.
So
feeling a lot like the Browns right now, and I pick the Browns every week, and they've got me 3 L's. So
Jessica, appreciate you joining us. Thanks for being a supporter. You too, Michael and Brian and Matt and Kenneth is also here, or was earlier. I appreciate you guys. Remember, for supporters only fantasy MLB The Show tournament this coming weekend. We do have some Yankee fans in the chat as well.
Are they talking right now?
No. He just said, "Hey, I'm a Yankees fan. I need them to win tonight." Obviously,
I feel it. I'm with that.
Chronic Fan Gaming, how you doing, man? Hey, if you got any more questions, now is the time to put them in. You got some comments? Maybe you have a bold take? Absolutely, let us know. All right, so you want to run through the picks? You want me to go first?
Reverse psychology.
Why don't you go first? You know what? I always go first. Why don't you go first? Maybe you can make up some ground.
All right. Hold on. Let me.
I'll tee you up here. 49ers, right. Falcons at home. They're giving 4.
Hold on. Let me go through it this way. Okay. Way because I have a list.
Oh, you got the list. Okay, got it.
But I'll go first. All right. So Ravens, Giants. I'm going to go Giants. Please keep winning.
Ooh, okay.
Please keep winning, Giants.
Ravens favored by 5.5 on the road.
Jags, Colts. I'm going to go...
Jared, what's up, man?
I'm going to go Jags. Oh, please don't blame me. But there. All right, Patriots, Browns. I am picking the Patriots, but this is... I'm taking Brian's advice right here. This is a reverse psychology play.
Okay.
I'm actually hoping I lose this one on the pick'em.
I like
so that
where
way
you're
the
at.
Browns win.
Browns favored by 2.5.
Bengals, Saints. I'm gonna go with
Bengals favored by 3. You're going with the Saints, okay?
I'm gonna go with the Saints. I know they're hurt. I know they're injured. I don't care. I need the Bengals to lose. Bucks, Steelers. That's gonna be Bucks. 49ers, Falcons. I'm going 49ers.
Okay. All right.
Jets, Packers.
Packers giving 7.5. They're a 7.5 point favorite at home over the Jets.
I think they realize they need to start running the ball, and they do that today, and they win. Vikings, Dolphins. I'm going Vikings.
Ooh, Vikings on the road, a 3-point favorite.
I like it. Who are the Dolphins starting this week?
Well, they're starting. They're not starting Teddy Two Gloves or Tua.
Yeah, because he's hurt too. So
yeah.
So Rams, I'm gonna go with against the Panthers. They're starting PJ Walker, I think, this week because Baker's hurt.
Okay.
And then Cardinals, Seahawks. In Seattle. So I'm gonna go Seahawks.
Okay.
It's in Seattle. And then we've got Bills, Chiefs, and this is gonna be a good game. It's in. I think the Bills get revenge from the playoffs. Let's go Bills.
Okay.
Cowboys, Eagles. I'm going. I'm going Eagles.
Okay. There are Eagles
Philly.
at home.
And then Broncos, Chargers. I'm going Chargers because I have so little faith in the Broncos offense
Okay.
That
All right.
I think we have to do that. All right, so now we got ROFLO, boys.
All right.
All right, so Ravens Giants.
Yeah, be right. Thanks for being a supporter. But you're right. It is Skylar Thompson getting the start. And Nick, the Giants have definitely been a surprise team, playing well under their new coach Brian Daboll. Okay, let me give you my picks here. I will start. I got the Niners on the road over the Falcons.
Well, hold on. Stay. Let me call them off. So
okay, you got it. That's it. You got it.
When I go through the order, it's just easier this way.
Sure.
Ravens Giants.
Give me the. Oof. Dang. You know what? Give me the Giants. I've got a little bit of room to. I got a little bit of a lead, so I can take some chances. I'll take the Giants.
First, I gotta catch up to ROFLO. I gotta know what he's picking. All right.
Okay.
Jags Colts.
Jags Colts. Give me the Colts.
Okay. There we go. Patriots Browns.
I will go Browns. Only because you went Patriots, so I'll give try to be different here.
I want to switch my pick now. Bengals Saints.
Bengals Saints. I will take the Bengals on the road. We were different there. You went with the Saints. I went with the Bengals.
I like it. All right, Bucks Steelers.
Bucks all the way.
Yeah. 49ers Falcons.
49ers Falcons. I'll take the Niners.
All right, Jets Packers.
Jets Packers. Give me the Packers at home.
Okay. Packers at home. All right, Vikings Dolphins.
Vikings Dolphins.
With Skylar throwing the rock.
Skylar Thompson. Give me the Vikings on the road. I think we were both the same there.
It's a smart play. Panthers Rams.
Panthers Rams. Oof.
It's in LA.
Yeah, it's in LA. I'll take the Rams. Panthers are god awful.
Cardinals Seahawks.
Ooh, I'm surprised that the Cardinals are a 2.5-point favorite here on the road. Give me the Seahawks. Who did you take? You took Cardinals?
I took the Seahawks.
Okay, I'll take Seahawks.
Hey, it's all good. Bills or Chiefs?
Ooh. I think the Bills find a way to win this game.
Oh, he's not. He goes with the Bills too. Cowboys Eagles.
Give me the Cowboys. How about them Cowboys?
And then Broncos Chargers.
Go Chargers, go.
Go Chargers, go.
I'll go with the Chargers at home against the Broncos.
That is the craziest thing of all time.
Yeah.
Go Chargers, go. Any other questions at the show? I see you guys getting active in here now.
Let me see if I can find. See if I can find that Arnold Schwarzenegger here. Hold on.
Sound bit.
Yeah, here we go.
Man.
Let's see. Here it is. Oh, come on. Don't play the ad. Come on, Pillow Cube. Here it is.
Opportunity to say thank you to our great firefighters. We have, without any doubt, the greatest, the bravest, the best experienced firefighters in the world.
Yeah.
We want to thank also
That's right.
all the law enforcement. We want to thank the National Guards for their great work.
Yes.
And I want to thank all the thousands and thousands of volunteers.
my gosh.
Right.
Thank you very much.
What happened? What? Oh, it didn't. He didn't do it.
He didn't actually do it.
Oh, come on. Here we go. That's it. Go Chargers, go. Oh, well, that didn't quite live up to the hype. I oversold
Hey, you know
it.
what? I liked it.
All right.
I think it was worth it.
All right, man. So that's gonna do
goodness.
it. What, you're gonna post this on YouTube now, right?
Yeah. We're gonna post this on YouTube. ROFLO was recording today.
Yes, I
claps in the
was
chat for
recording.
ROFLO.
I remembered to record, so absolutely.
So we got that going.
So we're
gonna do that. We'll post that on my YouTube. And we'll discuss going forward the best way. Maybe we, I don't know. And I'll talk with ROFLO about this, but maybe we look at another platform and see what happens or something like that. I've been thinking about live streaming just from YouTube to make that easier. I don't know if that would make it easier.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Stuff like that. So hey, this is an ever evolving show, chat. You see, we've gotten graphics going. We've got a structure going. All right, things are moving up. So stay with us, stay consistent with us. Things are getting better on this. I'm enjoying this fantasy show. I actually look forward to this every Sunday now, so it's been pretty cool. And again, I hope that you guys are enjoying it, and I hope it's been helping you guys. I will say this: if you've been taking some of our advice over these past few weeks, you've been doing pretty well. I'm not saying that we're doing well, our teams personally, but
Yeah,
the
my team
advice we're
sucks.
giving, but the advice we're giving has been pretty based off of what's been happening after we give that said advice. Okay.
Absolutely.
If you've been listening to us at all, you've been doing okay. So.
Yeah. All right, guys. So I will see you tomorrow. Derek, you going to be streaming later today?
Yeah, I'll be streaming today. I'm actually proud. I'm not going. I'm not leaving the house today, actually, chat. So what I'm gonna do today is we might take a quick second here, get something to eat, and then we might do a simulation of the Browns-Pats real quick to get the juices flowing.
There we go.
Guardians are winning tonight, by the way. Guardians are closing it out tonight. Guardians all the way at home. Cal's gonna go 5 innings, not give up a run. Guardians win 4-2.
Okay.
Book it.
All right. We'll see what happens, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I'll see you guys maybe later today, since drops are free on the old Purple site, but more than likely tomorrow afternoon. See you guys. Have a good one.
Have a good one, everybody. I'll be over there if he does, that's for sure. See you guys later.